Welcome to Totally Talent Podcast by HR.com, your go-to source for all things talent. Whether you're looking for expert insights on high-volume hiring, the latest trends in recruitment technology, or strategies for building a winning team, we've got you covered. Join us for each episode as we dive deep into the challenges and opportunities shaping the talent landscape today. Let's get started.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Totally Talent on HR.com. I am your host, Mike Wood, and I have a fun episode today. We are joined by Mike Stafiej from ERIN. They are the employee referral specialists out there. Hi, Mike. How are you?
I like that this is going to be a fun episode, and you said my name perfect. So that
I don't say it like it's spelled.
They usually just don't start off great because people mispronounce it. So thank you, Mike.
Usually when I introduce guests, I either make them like come out and say their name, or I'll just butcher it. I'm like, it's Mike.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
See, I have one of those names where like people get nervous about it, so they like avoid it. No, I appreciate that. You didn't even ask me to clarify, and that shows our friendship is so strong.
We've known each other for a while, and so if you've been at any of the HR Tech events this year, you'll see Mike and his team at the ERIN booth. They have the red sneakers. You'll see them around. It's a brilliant marketing ploy. I love it.
The Red Shoe Crew.
The Red Shoe Crew. So tell me, so for my listeners, just tell me, what is ERIN?
Yeah, we're an employee referral platform, and I'll jump to the other question that will come up later. What does ERIN stand for? Employee Referral Invitation Network. So we're a leading employee referral product. We work with businesses all around the world. We have a good chunk of Fortune 500, and what we bring to the table is really two things: automation of the process. So very large businesses have a lot of complexity in how they determine eligibility and payroll. And then on the other side, and a lot of the new things that we'll talk about today, is on the engagement side, to make it easier for employees to participate, to get them to do the things that you want them to do to change the pipeline for talent acquisition.
Awesome. I was telling you before the show that we have some research out in the field right now about, what tools talent acquisition folks are using. And I did see a jump this year as opposed to last year for employee referrals. And I think it's great because I really feel that there's never been so much clutter in the space right now. And so, if I was out there looking for a job right now, people know it anecdotally that like you can apply to so many jobs, and you see all the stats on LinkedIn, like I applied to 1,000 jobs and got replies for this amount. If more and more people are going to find ways around the standard ATS just to get noticed.
For sure. And it's the real problem, which is an interesting, we've been doing this long enough that like to see different problems emerge is kind of cool. The real problem, and I'm saying it's a problem in terms of clutter, not a problem that people are using it, but AI applications. I mean, we're coming into a world where we're going to have 10,000 applications per job. And how, for the candidate's sake, like how do you get around all that and actually get to the interview and get somebody to look at it? Anybody that's been in talent acquisition, they know the process of the quick glance at the resume and move on. And how do you stick out, right? It used to be that you look for certain keywords and all this stuff. And then before everybody had all the filtering on the other side, you'd use AI to beef up your resume. Now it's use AI to apply to jobs that you don't even know you're applying to, and you're customizing your application automatically. So both sides are aware of the game. And solutions on both sides of applying to more jobs and filtering through the noise is only going to continue making the problem much, much worse. And employee referrals has just been kind of like an old school way of getting that first call, right?
Yeah. So, so speaking on that old school thing, I was talking with some people yesterday that they've seen some of these old school tactics of getting noticed and bringing in candidates, like even like the old job fair that, like surprisingly was effective this year, just because you can't beat already knowing someone and having that trust that you are walking into, that the candidate is going to be what's being put in front of you.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny. We work with a lot of different industries, but there are certain industries that still successfully tap into the old school tactics of going to college campuses and stuff like that. It is somewhat industry specific, because certain tactics like that will work for certain hires, right? Especially if you want to get people right out of college, that works well. But the problem that a lot of people are running into, at least right now, is the labor market's changed pretty dramatically, right? So there's a lot of open jobs, but there's also growing unemployment, which is an interesting thing. So you have this mismatch between the candidates you're looking for and the candidates that are available. And then in certain industries, you just don't have enough, right? So we went through that. I mean, healthcare, like, I think after the craziness of the post pandemic, healthcare emerged as like the place that needed the most help with talent acquisition. And in my opinion, I think that's already changing for us for lots of reasons. But now we're seeing industries tap into things like employee referrals and our tech specifically that I never thought would be dealing with. Like, people that's construction and
Hmm.
tree service companies and warehousing and whatnot, where it used to be just like, hey, we can get somebody with a pulse and they'll stay or they won't, and we'll just get another person with a pulse. Now they can't find the pulse, right? So they have to get more creative. And it's been interesting over the last almost a decade for us to watch like which industries need help and when, because the ones we were selling to aggressively in the beginning are nowhere in our pipeline now. But deals that we never thought would be working are now all over us, right? So it's weird, kind of thankful that we've been around long enough to actually see different trends like that. But it is like you got to keep up with it. Like the jobs report is gold for us just in determining like who could use our tech right now. And that does change. Like it seems like every 3 years you have these different cycles of needs with the people hiring and the people looking for work.
So I'd love to get into, just so our listeners know how it works. Like, how does Aaron work?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like I said, there's two things we really bring to the table. It's engaging the employees and it's automation. And traditionally, we've worked with very large enterprises that are very complex, operate in different countries and have different rules and different types of employees. Um, Now what we're seeing is people need a lot of help on the other side, which is engagement. So we bring automation and engagement in, and the way it actually works is, in simple terms, we make it very easy for the employees to participate, meaning that they can get in, just by either clicking a link, texting into a phone number, or just clicking in through the website or the app. Like, we kind of meet the employee where they need to be met. In the field, employees want to use their phone. Corporate employees want to use their computer, right? So once we get them in there, we can show them the things that they're likely to engage with, and so that they participate at a higher rate than before. So another way to say that is, uh, and kind of like to start sharing off our new tech. This is it. Yeah, I think you're one of the first interviews that are getting it,
Ooh.
like the exclusive. So we actually have brought AI into that process up front, and the we're not. While I don't want to say we're not doing it because everybody's using AI because you kind of have to, but we're using it to actually replace tasks that people were doing. So, give you a simple example, just in how we make this easy for everybody. It used to be, and even like our customers for years, they'd blast out, "Hey, we added uh, 50 new jobs last week." Go in there and they'd tell 5,000 employees, "Go check it out." The employees don't care; they're not looking, right? So now what we brought to the table is this AI matching that says, "Hey, we have a new job. You have a similar job to that, and you've referred to people to similar jobs before. So rather than blasting out a message to everybody, I'm just going to reach out to you. I'm going to shoot you a little Slack message, shoot you a text, shoot you an email, and say, "Hey, Mike, we have this opportunity open. You would probably know somebody that would be a good fit for this. Click here," and then no sign in or anything. They click, they submit, they get back to work. So by proactively reaching out to the employees, we've been able to see a huge change in participation levels. It's no longer waiting for the employee to do something. It's reminding the employee that there's something there and minimizing the effort to actually participate in it. Um, that's been super effective at kind of replacing the tasks that the team has been faced with before. Because even if you automate it, getting the employees in there and keeping them in there has become a huge part of our strategy, especially in the labor shortages that we're dealing with right now. Those types of employees, they don't go to your job board. They don't even go to your employee portal. They're out there in the wild, and we need to keep it fresh on top of mind. So that's one tactic that we brought in recently to boost engagement. And then on the other side is that you already have a full tech stack, right? So you have your ATS, you might have a CRM, you have your HRS, you have your payroll, and somebody is doing something in those systems already to manage the process. And there's manual checks that happen everywhere, right? Or did they work here
Mhm.
before? Did the person that referred them, is that their hiring manager?
Are they
Uh,
eligible to rehire? Like,
yeah, are they eligible rehires? Are they still employed before we pay them? Right. So those are the things that's what started the company, which is that enterprise automation on the other side. So pairing it with these new features on the front end to get more engagement has created a really nice experience all around. So now it's yeah, you don't have to do anything to engage your employees. The product will do it for you. They'll participate. And then once you get that level of participation, you don't have to do anything to manage the process because you're already managing the candidates and other systems. So we integrate with those to automate everything down to payroll.
and you've tied it into recognition, right? You've tied it
Yeah,
into
yeah.
what
So
the
we
employee gets.
and it's funny, like we're still an employee referral product. Like that's what we do.
Yeah.
But the two things that have made sense for our customers to add is recognition and internal mobility, right? So if they're already in there, what else can we get them to do that would benefit both the company and the employee simultaneously? So the anytime you roll out a new product, one of the biggest issues you have for adoption is what's the incentive. Referrals have this pretty nice carrot. Called a bonus, right? So when you're paying them to do something, they're already now very engaged. So it's by nature a very highly engaged product. Now what else can you give to them now that they're in there? Recognition's a great one, and it's in line with bonuses and gifting and all that as well. So bringing recognition to the table has helped us streamline that process for them. And then internal mobility is the other one. If they're in there looking for a job for their friend, they might as well be looking for a job for themselves so that you can keep and cultivate that talent.
Now it's I think that what you guys are doing is great, and it I don't have any stats in front of me or whatever, but it has to be a lot cheaper to get an employee referral
Yeah,
than
yeah. I mean, and again, industry specific in the problems that they're dealing with,
yeah.
but like there's a lot of money spent on advertising. There's a lot of money spent on headhunters and recruiters. So there's a lot of displacement that can happen to show an ROI. We are easily a product that if there's not an ROI behind it, you should never purchase it, right? So we work with our customers to understand what part if we went from 10% hires to referrals to 30% hires from referrals, what's that going to displace on the other side? And what will you get out of it? Usually it's going to be a lower cost per hire. It's going to be a faster hire. And then the big thing across the board, whether you're using a product or not, is referrals stay longer, right? So with anybody that's looking at retention, that if you hire more people from a source that just naturally has better retention, right? That's kind of outside of the product. It's just because it's a referral, they're going to stay longer. That has a huge ROI for the customers as well. It's a little bit harder to quantify than just a cost per hire, but them sticking around longer just downstream lowers a lot of the resources put into those churn employees, right?
So looking forward towards next year, I will tell all the listeners that if you're at any of the events, Aaron is usually there, and you're usually doing something cool. You doing anything cool like coming up? Like, where's the next place you guys are going to be?
Next place will be is talent acquisition week. You're going to be there this year?
I don't think so. I don't know yet. Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Well, it's a nice show because it's usually like 4 degrees in Pittsburgh in February.
Yep.
So, and it will be for you as well. So getting out to San Diego is
It's a
not a
good
tip.
trip for the soul. I just
Yeah, yeah.
remember because I was there last year, and it's just going from Boston to like super cold, and then just getting off the plane in San Diego is just like San
Like
Diego's a wonderful
sunshine,
place.
birds flying, people are happy. I mean, it's amazing what a little bit of sun and nice weather can do for you midwinter, right? But yeah, that's gonna be the next show that we're at. We'll be at SHRM Talent. We'll be at SHRM Annual, National Association Healthcare Recruiters. It's another big one. So yeah, there will be quite a few next year doing our thing. And like you said, usually we like to do something fun. Last year, at one of the shows, we did a wallet scavenger hunt. So all around the resort, we left wallets for people to find, and one of them was worth $1,000. The other ones were worth a $10
Yeah.
gift card. So
One of them was
really good.
Evans.
Yeah. Somebody had a great idea there when we were doing the scavenger hunt. They went up to Lost and Found, and they're like, "Hey, did you find any wallets?" I was like,
Oh, that's
"That."
a good idea.
I was like, "That's nice." Now the one worth $1,000, we hid that somewhere where the Lost and Found wasn't going to find it, so it
Okay,
required some
cool.
effort. But yeah, it was. We do a lot of fun activation. We get a lot of support from our customers, from our friends. So it's always a good time when we're out on the road.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys on the road next year and seeing all the great work that you're doing. If people want to find you, Mike Stafiej, if you could, people look him up on ERIN. I'm not going to spell his last name. There's too many consonants.
Yeah,
I think there's 2 F's, a J.
yeah, close enough, right? Yeah, just like if you just start with SPA and then throw in some other random stuff, you'll figure out who I am. But yeah, I mean, connect with me on LinkedIn, and then our website's ERINapp.com. It's a lot easier to spell than Mike Stafiej, so you can check us out on there and connect with all of us.
Definitely connect with them at an event. They're a great team, great people over there. So thanks, Mike, for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mike.
Thanks for tuning in to the Totally Talent podcast by HR.com. We hope you find today's episode insightful and inspiring. Don't forget to explore more episodes and discover valuable resources at hr.com/podcasts, where you can listen to all of our podcasts. Until next time, keep leading with purpose and making a difference in the world of talent.